Eric, obviously not a good day. Where and how did that go so badly wrong for Manchester United?
Yeah, for me, I don't have an explanation. I have to find out. It's only what I have seen. The first half was quite in control. Maybe even we had a better chance. We make one mistake. And then second half, in the start, we gave 2 goals away, where we are really poor in defense transition. And then everything fell out of each other. It was like defense transition. There was no team anymore. We didn't stick to the plan. 11 individuals, so I don't know, really bad.
Have you asked the players what happened?
I have given my opinion. That's unprofessional. You always have to stick as a team together, fight with each other, and we didn't do. We were really indisciplined in our jobs.
Do you feel you just disintegrated and lost all composure?
Yeah, I think we have seen the same. And it's not necessary. You can have setbacks, but what can't happen is that you don't stick together, and you have to do your job. And it's not possible. We make the wrong decisions in the transition, but we didn't run a match the runs. We didn't track back, and that's for me unprofessional.
That's hard for you to accept, but as we stand here right now, what are your feelings as to how that came about, why it came about, and also why, with senior players on the pitch, they weren't able to compose themselves?
I don't know. In this moment, what I have seen, I think first half we play really decent. We created the better chances, and then in the end we concede 1 goal, and then straight after halftime 2. But then stick to the plan, and it's 3-0. Okay, then you lose a game, but you have to keep your head up.
Is embarrassing too strong a word to use for that second half performance?
It's really unprofessional.
How do you react after something like this? This is the biggest defeat that Liverpool have ever inflicted upon Manchester United. Where do you go from here?
I'm really disappointed, and I'm angry, especially for our fans. We let them down, but also as a squad, as a team, you can't allow this. You have to stick together, and you have to fight with each other. You have to support each other, and you have to defend. And that is what we didn't do. So for me, it's really unprofessional. Is
this the same as the start of the season? I'm thinking of the Brentford game in particular. Or is this worse because of the improvement you made and also because it was Liverpool today? You can't compare it. Totally different situations. We are months ahead. We make a lot of progression. But you see also when you don't keep the standards, what can happen. So to reapply those standards as a coach, how big a job on your hands right now? And also how damaging as well for the players mentally in terms of the run-in for the season? Well, what I've said in the dressing room, it's unacceptable. The performance clear. But also, it's only 1 game, a big defeat. What's unacceptable, especially for our fans, especially why it's against Liverpool, but we will bounce back. This team is strong enough, it will reset himself.
Half-time, it was only 1-0, and Rashford down the middle had a huge chance.
Yeah.
That probably wasn't in the conversation at half-time, was it?
Well,
no. Go on, Michael, go on.
Well, I was going to say, Weghorst is a number 10. I mean, I've never been sure of that one. He did have a great chance.
As a number 10 or a centre forward.
Or as a centre forward, especially in this type of fixture.
Yeah.
But he did have a big chance, Steve, and he missed that chance. And he's used to having chances coming off the left with, you know, making a run on a certain angle towards goal. But that's precisely my point. Now, anybody can miss chances, but he's playing down the middle. He's had 1 chance. He's been lethal all season. Hardly missed an opportunity. And going down the middle might have been the different angle, might have just been the occasion, might have just been because you missed chances. That's all fine. But none of that, for me, if I was a Manchester United fan thinking, wow, this could be an area we can hurt Liverpool today, and they go and play him against 2 really strong, quick, good players, I'm not sure about that at all. In fact, I disagree with that.
I think Michael's exactly right about that. The one thing, the question you asked originally about going to Liverpool, Arsenal and Manchester City and getting beat well at Liverpool, getting beat well at Manchester City, a bit closer at Arsenal, of course, was, and the missing Casemiro. I think the manager has to learn, when you go to these big grounds, when you go to these better teams, the first thing you have to do is try and stop them. There's no shame in that. I think this manager, as I said before the game, he wants to go toe-to-toe with the big teams. He wants to play like them. He wants to play like Manchester City. But Manchester United don't have to do that. No, with Sir Alex, when we...
And never have done.
Never have done. When we played, honestly, we went to these big teams, you respect them. You play 5 in midfield. First and foremost, you stop them because we know how good they can be. And we also know we might get 1 or 2 chances, but we've got the players in the team who have the quality to do it. You know, with being in Ajax, obviously the competition isn't quite as good. I think he'll have to learn that the philosophy of Manchester United, it's not, you don't have to go toe-to-toe, you don't have to go to these big teams. Go to Barcelona, did kick the ball for 70 minutes, get a 0-0. It's a great result. Going to these places sometimes and drawing a game is a brilliant result if you're looking over the full season. So I think he's going to have to lose that naivety, really. And as you say, Michael, with today, I think especially the team selection wasn't quite right on what we expected.
Interesting. Let's go back to Anfield. Our very own Owen Hargreaves, without an umbrella, he doesn't need a brolly, does he? He's waiting to talk to us. Listen, it's a horrible day for United current players and former players, I guess, to see that unveil in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a surprise. I thought first half, actually, Man United were the better side. I thought the goal came against a run of play. I thought Robertson, Gakpo and Harvey Elliott were the only 3 good players that in the first half for Liverpool. I thought United had some good moments, but the second half was an absolute mess. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. I was sat right next to the United bench. Don't think they could. I think Erik ten Hag made some subs to change the game. If anything, the game got significantly worse. And just a really bad day at the office. You can't come here and have 11 players get outplayed, and I thought that's exactly what happened today.
What do you think about Scholes' point about a little bit of naivety in the way the team was set up from Erik ten Hag?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I haven't heard what you guys have been saying, but I was surprised with Bruno was on the left wing the whole game. I didn't quite understand that. Weghorst in the 10, I don't think he affected the game. First game, I've seen Casemiro not play really well. There was so many things that just weren't right about Manchester United today. And again, I'm with Mo and Scholes. You know, didn't feel right. You know, he was trying to find something with Weghorst and Bruno off the left. Didn't work. You know, Mo made a good point about Trent and Rashford. I thought Trent played magnificent, by the way, as a right back, but I don't think anybody really tested him in that sense. Let Marcus go, you know, let him stay on the left-hand side and get after Trent, but it just didn't work today. The game plan didn't work. First time all season, really, for United.
Owen, you've been in teams that have had setbacks, great teams that have had setbacks. How do you bounce back from a 7-0 drubbing to one of your arch rivals? Can they bounce back and almost water off a duck's back?
Mo, that's a great question because they haven't been in this position before. Ten Hag hasn't been here. You can't, Scholes mentioned, you can't come here, you know, and play that way and get a result like that. This team hasn't been in this position under Erik ten Hag. He made all the players go over and, you know, and clap to the Man United fans, probably apologise. In a way, I don't know how they're going to react, but you can't afford to lose a game like this. 7-0 is. I just thought the second half was a disaster. I think Liverpool scored with the first 6 shots on target. Don't think David De Gea made a save, so they got to bounce back. They've had a really good season so far. Today was a terrible day at the office.
Yeah, hi, Owen Scholes. I hope you're okay, mate. Not as disappointed as I am. Yeah, we were massively surprised with Weghorst playing as a number 10 and Rashford playing through in the middle. We did 2 Barcelona games together and obviously did the same thing, and it didn't really work. Was you surprised to see that again?
Yeah, I mean, he likes something there with Weghorst, but to be fair, he doesn't even really win that many headers in there. I mean, physically, if you think he's going to win headers, you get long balls. I thought the first 20 minutes, Liverpool were by far the better side. I thought the second 20 minutes, Man United were by far the better side. I thought the goal came against the run of play. Brilliant from Robertson, by the way. And Gakpo, who I thought was probably the best player in the game with Harvey Elliott. So, yeah, there were a few things that didn't work. We've seen him rotate a lot of positions, especially Bruno off the left. But they just didn't have it today defensively. There were so many things wrong with that, and that's why I think he'll have to go back and watch the game again and think, how on earth did we concede 7 goals in a game when Liverpool only had 8 shots on target? That is just not the Man United we've seen this season.
Owen, terrific stuff. Go and get warm and dry.
I'm out of here. Thanks, guys.
and former Man United players can't get out of Anfield quick enough after that. Paul won't want to do this. Michael will, but we're going to look at all 7 goals again because just to remind you of how that game unfolded. Back to Anfield, one man who certainly enjoyed that, John Barnes. I mean, John, you've seen a lot of things in football. Where does that rank from a Liverpool point of view? Biggest ever win against Manchester United?
Yeah, well, that has to rank up there in terms of the way the season's gone for us, the way the season's gone for them. First half, Owen made the point that I thought Liverpool were excellent in the first 20 minutes. Man United got back into it in the second 20 minutes, probably created better chances. We then scored. Second half, scoring second and third goals so early, really just, knocked the stuffing out of Man United. But then, from a Man United perspective, you look at the reaction. Yes, we may not be playing well, but how are we going to react to going 3-0 down? Are we going to fight? Whereas you can see, Anthony throwing his arms in the air, Rashford just throwing his arms in the air, winning free kicks, Fernandes. You can't always play well. And when you're not playing well and things aren't going your way because everything Liverpool seems to hit goes in the back of the net, how do the players react when in adversity? And I think that Erik ten Hag would be disappointed in the reaction of the Man United players. And of course, things have gone well for him since he's been here, but this will be a big sign as to how far Man United have to go. Liverpool haven't turned the corner. Not now all of a sudden we're going to be winning all the games, but I think that this will go a long way to improving our season.
Absolutely. Give us a sense of what it was like in the stadium, particularly second half, when those goals were going in and indeed when the final whistle went.
Well, as I said, the second and third goals really knocked the stuffing out of Man United. But that's where you're going to look at the character of the Man United players to say, yes, we're not playing well. Everything they seem to hit goes into the back of the net. But how are we going to tackle? How are we going to chase? How are we going to respond? And I think that this was the most intense Liverpool have played out of possession, and I don't think Manchester United could cope with Liverpool's intensity out of possession, which is why Casemiro has been fantastic. They hustled, they harried, and this is where Man United will probably have not come up against a team like this before. So 7-0 probably flattered us a bit, but I'll take it.
Yeah. John, you mentioned before the game, it's probably the most nervous Liverpool fans have been going into one of these games for about the last 4 or 5 seasons. Therefore, were you surprised at the one area that everybody thought, ooh, what's going to happen here? Marcus Rashford, absolutely at the top of his game, had success against Trent Alexander before. Were you surprised that he played central against 2 big, strong, quick lads?
I was surprised because, of course, that's not Marcus' position. Marcus will score a lot of goals, like Mo Salah, coming in from wide positions. I thought he would have given Trent a hard time, and I said at the start that it's important for people to get back and help Trent. But he played into Liverpool's hands, playing down the middle against 2 big centre-backs. All the work he did, any good work he did, was in wide positions. The course, I thought, would have been playing down the middle. So I thought that, obviously, hindsight's a wonderful thing because Man United have been playing well. Erik ten Hag has got every decision right. But today, in hindsight, you could say maybe he shouldn't have done it. Maybe it might not have worked, but I was surprised to see him in that position, yeah.
Finally, John, obviously you play with Ian Rush, you play with Robbie Fowler, whose record has gone today. All-time Premier League record goal scorer is now Mo Salah. Where is he when we talk about those Liverpool greats?
Right up there, not just in terms of by breaking Robbie's record, but by the numbers he's posted every single year, as well as the effort and the commitment he puts in. As I said, this year we've been inconsistent. Mo, as much as he's scoring goals, but today he looked as if he was back on form. Not so much in the goals he scored, but his energy, his determination. He chased back. This is a real Liverpool performance, and hopefully we can continue to do this for the rest of the season.